So we'll do our normal warm-up. So shoulders down, lifting from the crown of the head, breathing into the ribs, got the waist drawn in, tailbone lengthened, navel in and up and diagonally back to the backbone, pelvic floor muscles lifted, hips, knees and feet in a straight line. So very gently with the neck, and we're just looking down and up, nice and smooth and gentle. We get the head level again. We'll look over one shoulder, we'll look over the other one. And get the head straight again. We'll lift the shoulders up and slide the shoulder blades down. So breathing in as you lift and breathing out as you lower. And then circling the shoulders around, nice big circle. So you're stretching your chest and your upper back. And then we go the other way round. And we'll finish that one off. We'll get a good upward stretch. Over we go. Lift up and lower down. Same on the second side. Upward stretch. Over. Lift up and down. One more each side. And we'll finish that one. So warming up around the waist. We'll do a slightly different one. We'll keep the arms down this time. As you take the arms down to the side, push this hip forward to keep the hips nice and square. So just breathing out as you rotate, breathing in as you come back to the center. And then we go the other way, breathing out and breathing in. Just one more each side. And we'll finish that one off. You'd like to curl down through the spine, starting with the crown of the head. So curling down, breathing out, bending the knees. Breathe in when you get to the bottom. Breathe out as you curl up through the spine. Last thing to come up is the crown of the head. And then we breathe in at the top. Off we go again. And one last one. A little challenge for the balance. So if you'd like to take your leg forward and back and forward and together. And the second side, forward and back and forward and together. And we'll finish that one off. And then knee bends and rises. So a natural first position. When you bend your knees, make sure your knees go over the second and third toes. So if you bend your knees and straight, and then up on the toes and lower. So you're warming up ankles, knees, and calf muscles. And the last one. And then warming up the feet, you just peel the foot up, peel it back down again, go through the foot. And then we do the second side, peeling up, peeling back down again. And then we finish that one off. If you'd like to come down to the mat.
You're going to be seeing me there.
Okay.
No, you can't see me.
So on one knee, and on the other knee. And then we can come down to sitting. Soles of the feet together.
No, let's go further in.
And you cross your hands over the ankles, nibble in and up, and diagonally back to the backbone. Got the head forward. I'll just change something here. I can check what to do with it. All these settings changed the other week. All right, try that. There we go. That should be better. Having a bit of sound problems today. Right, so soles of the feet together. We've just done that one. And if you'd like to extend your legs, so stretch forward, so you're doing a hamstring stretch. And then if you flex your feet, it's a calf muscle stretch as well. Hip rolls. So either keep your feet down on the mat or tabletop position if you prefer. Breathing out as the knees go over, head goes the opposite direction. Breathing in as you come back to the center. And then we go the other way. Breathing out as you rotate and breathing in as you center. So think of the crown of your head lengthening to the wall behind you. We want a nice long neck. We want to keep the shoulders down. We want to keep the width across the chest and across the back as well. We want to breathe into the ribs, expand them sideways and down into the mat. We want the waist drawn in. Should be a small gap under your back for the natural curve of your back. Navel in and up and diagonally back to the backbone. Pelvic floor muscles lifted. Hips, knees and feet in a straight line. So if we finish that one off, and then just warming up the rectus abdominis, either sliding the fingertips up the thighs or hands behind the head, breathing out as you curl up and breathing in as you curl back down again. And we're aiming for about 10 of those. And then have a little stretch if you want to, and then we'll come up to sitting on the chair. Closer. It's better. So we want to strengthen the muscles around the knee area, and particularly this muscle here on the inside of the thigh. So if you find your kneecap and then slide your hand to the inside of your thigh, if you really straighten the leg, you should feel that contraction underneath your hand. And if you relax, you should feel it relax. So you have a go at that. So it works when it's fully extended, so it's tighten and then release. You could use a band to give more resistance. I'm going to pop it around that one. So it only needs a small movement just to really tighten the kneecap and then just relax it. So aiming for 10 repeats. So we just tighten and release. So 10 on one side and then 10 on the second side. And this is working the muscles around the knee area. Get them nice and strong. Then the next one, we still need the band. And if you tie it above your thighs, above your knees rather, around the bottom of your thighs. So, fairly tight, bit of resistance. I want the feet flat on the floor, legs parallel. And all we're going to do is just take the legs out to the side. And this is working the outside of the thighs, the inside as well, but mainly the outside. And we just take the legs apart and bring them back in again. So aim for 10 again. So breathing out as you take it out and breathing in as you come back in. This time, keep the feet together and just open out the knees. And then you're working, as the knees go out, you're working the outside. As they come back in, squeeze the knees together, and then you're working the inside of the thighs. So again, 10 of them, and just breathing out as the knees go out, breathing in as they come back in, keeping the feet together. Then we can take the band off. So this time you've got your foot flat and you spread the toes out. So really, and go back a bit. So really nice and wide with the feet. And then you drag your foot back towards the chair. When you can't keep the heel down any longer, that's when you start again. So again, aiming for about 10 of them again, and just dragging the foot back, pressing the toes into the ground. So I think those toes there, just press those toes down into the ground and drag the foot back. So you're using underneath your arch, and feel it underneath your arch, so it's strengthening there. So 10 on each side. And you might feel this in the thighs as well as underneath the arch of the foot. So press down into the ground, push those toes down into the ground as you drag your foot back, and then release. And then the next one, we'll do spine twist. So it's your ribs that are turning round to the side. Your arms don't move, but it's your ribs. And you can put your band round your back. And then we hold them out to the side. And then you bring the arms in slightly, look straight forward and twiddle your fingers. You should be able to see the fingers move there. So it's slightly in front of the side. Nice and tall, lifting up, shoulders down, lift up out of the hips. And then breathing out as you rotate and breathing in as you come back to the center. And then we go the other way, breathing out as you rotate and breathing in as you come back to the center. So again, we've got 5 each way. Well done. Right, so if we get the band and we sit on it, so place it on the chair, and then you sit in the middle of it. And take arms out in front. There we go. And then using the muscles at the front of the arm, the biceps, just breathe in as you bend the arms and breathe out as you extend. Keeping the shoulders down. Again, aim for 10 of them. So nicely lifted up, keeping the shoulders down all the time. And then the next one, make it a bit looser. And just extend one arm and bring it back in again. Same on the second side, breathing out as you extend and breathing in as you lower. So again, aim for about 10 of those. And then the next one, we're working the muscles at the back of the arm. So if we stand on the middle of the band, so it can't move. So when you're doing this, keep the stability with the wrist, try and keep a straight line from your knuckle to your elbow, so you're not sort of bending or twisting. Try and keep that stability so you don't hurt your wrist. We want to lean forward slightly, have our hands by our hips, elbows back, shoulders down, and then breathing out as you extend behind and breathing in as you bend back in. So again, aiming for 10 of them, normal 10. And this is working the muscles at the back of the arm. Well done. We'll use a ball if you've got a ball. It's a hard ball. It's harder than a tennis ball. It's the kind of ball I think they buy for dogs and things, you know. We've also got a spiky ball. If you've got one of those, you could use one of those if you want to. So this is just a foot massage. So it's underneath the foot. You place your foot on the ball and then just roll it away, just massaging the sole of the foot and then bring it back in again. And again, aim for 10 of those on each side. So it just actually feels quite nice underneath the foot. It massages the sole of the foot. Well done. Right, the next one you can do on the mat. You could do it with the ball against the wall or against a door, but the one on the mat, you can put more weight on. And if you've got a sore spot, sort of probably neck, shoulder area, or shoulders really, rather than the neck, you know, when you go to a physiotherapist or an osteopath, they really massage a muscle. They really stick their fingers in, you know, really give it a good massage. This is can do the same thing. So if you place it under your back, find a spot that might be a bit sore. You can. There's usually something, isn't there? And then just massage it. Just roll around. And give yourself a little bit of a massage. It doesn't have to be your back. You could use it on your leg as well. Maybe if you've got a calf muscle that's a bit tight, you can use it on the leg. Anywhere that you know, if you feel any sore spots, you can use the ball for that. It's a hard ball, and it might just stretch out a muscle. And then what have we got here? Oh yes. Should we finish that one off then? Is that one okay? and we'll go on to throwing and catching the ball. So get rid of that. So what we're trying to do is stand on one leg and then throw and catch the ball. Try and keep the leg up as much as possible. And we'll aim for, again, 10 of those on one side and then 10 on the second side. So a bit of a balance challenge. Well done. I think that's harder to do indoors actually than it is to do in a hall because you've not got the space, so you're aware of of hitting pictures or lampshades and things. But right, next one, we go as high as possible on tiptoe. So we want to bend at the toe joint, make a little platform to stand on, and go as high up as we can, and do 10 walks forward. And then 10 going back, reversing. So as high as you can go. By now, you should be starting to feel it in your calf muscles. Should we just do one more set? Can be quite difficult. I can't fit 10 steps in, I don't think. And then should we just stretch the calf muscle out? So if you take your foot behind, and you should feel the stretch on the top part of your calf muscle in the foot, in the leg that's behind you. Then if you bend that knee, you should feel it more at the bottom of your calf muscle. That's it. Well done. And then we'll try the second side. So first one straight. You feel it at the top of the calf muscle. And then if you bend your knee, you feel it lower down towards the bottom of it. See what we've got next. Oh, yes. So we've got sit to stand. So you're just standing up and sitting down. As many as we can do in 30 seconds. For the people with the recording, because I know Joe can't hear me today because we've got problems with sound. If you're aged between 60 to 64, you should be able to do between 12 and 17 repeats. 65 to 69, between 11 and 16. 70 to 79, between 10 and 15. And over 80, perhaps about 9 to 14. You need to, as you stand up, you need to get both knees absolutely straight. And then when you sit down, you need to get your bottom down on the chair. And we will do 30 seconds. So that's 3 and a 0, 30 seconds, as many as we can. Let's sit this then. So, are you ready? So it's up and down and down. Nearly there. And stop. Okay, yeah, well done. It's how many? Very good. Yeah, very good. Yeah. It's quite aerobic, you know, quite sort of as well as using your core. So very good, jolly good. Right, back to the plots. What have we got next? Oh yes, nice big lunge back. So you can use the chair to balance on. Yeah, that's better. And it's, there we are. And it's a big step back. So you end up with your back knee almost touching the floor and your front knee over your ankle and then step together. So then the second side, so the big step back, you can use the chair for balance. I should go a little bit nearer to the chair. So big step back and come together and a big step back. So aim for about 10 changes on that one. So it's using all the muscles in your legs. It's a powerful movement using the big muscles in your legs. Well done, jolly good. And then if we get the band, and stand on it. And if you make it fairly tightish, so you've got some resistance there. And then if you bend your knees and straighten against the resistance. So it's another leg strengthening exercise. Again, 10, again. So try and keep the arms straight, and it's just your knees that are bending. The next one, you're using your side. We can hold on to the chair and you get a good upward stretch, and then you stretch over towards the chair and then back down again. You can say that, or you can push that hip out so you make kind of like a C shape as you stretch away from the chair. And that gives you a bigger stretch, slightly different feel. And again, aim for 10 and then 10 on the second side. So if we can, we're pushing that hip out and come back again. Done. Then we can face towards the chair and keeping the hips square, we just take the leg up behind. Now, as you take the leg behind, push that hip forward to keep your hips square. We don't want that. So that's no. We want nice and square to the front, taking the leg behind. So shoulders down and just breathing out as you extend and breathing in as you come back in. Same on the second side. Breathing out, extend. Breathing in as you come back in again. 10 of those. And then if you want to stretch, just stretch your gluteals. And do the second side. Very amusing position. And then this time you do the same thing, but lift the legs. So you extend and then lift, extend and back in. Again, keeping that hip forward as you take the leg behind, you're pushing that hip forward as you lift. And the same on the second side, extend and lift, extend and back in. Keeping nice and square. Again, aim for 10. And hopefully you're feeling it in the gluteals. And then again, do you want to stretch out? And do the other side. And then bring the chair back. And we'll do 3 stretches all on one side. So if we sit parallel, take one leg behind, push that hip forward, feel the stretch down the front of the hip. And then the same leg out to the side. And we need to pop that down a bit, don't I? Now, if you stretch up out of the hips, keep the chest lifted and a flat back as you go forward to feel that stretch down the inside of the thigh. So make sure you're not rounding the back, make sure it's a flat back. And then if you take the leg forward with the foot flexed, again, lifting up, chest lifted, flat back as we come forward, and feel the stretch down the back of the leg. And then we'll do the other side. So take the leg behind, and you push that hip forward and feel the stretch down the front of the hip. And we take the leg out to the side, an inner thigh stretch, so nice and tall, chest lifted, and a flat back. And if you have that leg in front of you, the foot flexed, lifting up, and again, stretching forward. And then legs parallel, get a good upward stretch, keep your shoulders down, and then rotate. Come back to the center, and then we go the other way. And come back to the center. And if we sit sideways on, use your front arm to hold onto the chair at the back. That's it. And your back arm is nice and tall. And holding onto the chair, you just stretch away to get a side stretch. And then we can do that on the other side. So it's your front arm goes onto the chair, as your back arm lifts up, and then good upward stretch and over. And then a chest stretch. So you take the arms behind, lift the chest up to the ceiling and get a chest stretch there. And then we just finish that one off. If you'd like to pop the chair out of the way, and we'll come back down to the mat. We'll just do one for stretching the upper back. So we're on all fours. And if you slide the back of your hand through as far as you can go, getting a good stretch there. And then we come back and rotate and look towards our top arm. So you're sliding through and then rotating and looking up. So if we do, say, between 5 and 10 repeats on each side. Well done. If you'd like to come round onto your back and just feel relaxed. Breathe into the ribs, expand the ribs sideways and down into the mat. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth if we can. Nice deep breath in and deep breath out. And then we'll do our normal stretching. So if we do arms overhead, so well done for full body stretch. And then knees into your chest, and we'll circle around, giving the lower back a bit of a massage. And then we go the other way around. And if you hold one leg, slide the other leg away for hip flexor stretch. And we swap over. And a gluteal stretch, so one parallel, one turned out, lift the leg up, straighten it, draw it back towards you. And we do the second side. And we take the leg up as straight as possible for a hamstring stretch. And we do the second side. And then one straight, one bent, take the bent leg across, use your hand to get that across a little bit more. Roll onto your side. Get hold of your foot, take it behind you, and stretch the front of the thigh. If you roll onto your back, take your leg across. And if you roll onto a side, you get hold of your foot and take it up behind you. And if you bend your knees and push yourself up to sitting, right angles with the front knee, aim for the center of your chest over your knee with a flat back. And we do the second side. So lift up nice and tall. And take the leg up to the side for an inner thigh stretch, so stretching the inside there. And the second side. And then both at the same time. Bring those legs back in again, and we get a good upward stretch and over. And the other side, up and over. And we do the upper arm and shoulder, so stretch shoulder there. And we take that back for stretching the triceps. And the second side. And then one arm up and one arm down. And the second side. And then see how we stop it recording.
Well, that was